buddies. Here we go with the Friday edition. It's the, I'll start here with the Bet365 presenting sponsor of Barn Burner. Download the app, get in the game. Official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And we are live, which means the Super Chat is also ready to roll. Youth Centers of Calgary could benefit from your donations. You put a comment in along with a little cash. We'll send the money over to the Youth Centers of Calgary and put your comment on the show. And
Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, you know, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
Here we go.
This is my pineapple one. I'm very happy about it.
I need to find one. I was actually thought of it this morning.
Gotta get
and
pineapples?
Love pineapple.
It's
Pina coladas.
Almost a kind of a signal of sorts. It's like a bat signal.
Oh,
for
yeah.
some.
I worry about Jack's generation because I'm hearing a lot of noise about them not liking pineapple on pizza. When did that become a thing? Everyone loves pineapple. Everyone loves sweet and salty. Why is this all of a sudden
I think the
controversial?
key to the pineapple on the pizza, the saving factor, and probably for Jack's generation, will be the addition of the hot honey.
Oh,
because when you do that, that's called elevating. It's elevating. You know, when you go into the playoffs, you got to elevate your game. That's elevating your game right there.
I had a Hawaiian pizza last night with jalapenos on it.
Same
Add some honey sauce. You're there.
Same.
Yeah, I think that the pineapple on pizza debate has raged for a long time.
But why? What's so controversial?
Don't
Everyone
like
likes
it.
pineapple. Everyone
Sweet.
likes pizza. What's
Put it on
why
your
is it so
sandwich
hard?
then. Why don't you put pineapple on your
If it
sandwich?
was hanging around and sliced, I would.
Oh,
It's
it's
Dickinson
you know
likes
it's there.
pineapple.
It can be
No,
available.
Dave's
when
a
you
picky
need it.
eater.
Doesn't like watermelon.
Dave's a very picky
Found
eater.
that out yesterday. Dave Dickinson. Good luck to the Stamps this weekend. Get a win.
Hey, Jack and I are going tomorrow.
Good luck
Are
to
you
the
really?
Stamps.
I'm gonna-
Congratulations to
I'm
the
going to
rider.
railroad this guy tomorrow.
Jack, do you trust him?
No, not at all.
Is it one of those
But
we're
I
going to
know
go
what
to the
to
game
expect.
together and then
Yeah.
thanks, adios.
No,
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 going
that's
into the
only the
locker room
championship,
after the game. I'm going home.
All right, Jack, see ya.
Yeah, he'll be hugging Nick
Dave.
Lewis on the sideline.
I'll be
as you're
dabbing
looking
up
for a
Nick
ride
Lewis.
home. Buddies, Friday. Nice day out there.
It is.
It's going to be.
Yeah, nice day out there.
Some beach volleyball in.
Really?
Oh,
Some digging and spiking.
Bumps that spike.
Yep. Damn right.
That's the kid said.
don't play against Regere's kid. He's real good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah,
tall.
Does he have length? Is that what
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think he's
lots of
6'5", 6 pushing.
jeez? Yeah, that would do it.
Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah, that would do it.
Him and Walks. What a combo they would be on the court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was he a good
Oh, he's a digger.
bumper and a spiker?
He's definitely
He's
a
the
digger.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's a little barrel.
yeah, he is for sure. So
What?
it could be my buddy Beef. We had him.
Should be.
We had him by way of telephone yesterday.
Oh,
There's a lot of people that watch. your show.
vinegar, yeah.
I just tons of people reaching out. So many people. They were just can't believe how many people were talking about it.
It's a lot of mustard.
I said, did you see at the end of the show the text about the guy? Somebody said you came to their wedding and brought your own HP. I know who that is.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, that's the most recent wedding I think I've been to.
It could be one of 8 people.
Yeah, because yesterday was kind of a fog. I like.
You don't remember?
Well, Beef was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about food, probably.
We talked about a lot of stuff.
Huh.
I don't know.
Well, you know,
Right to you?
just as a refresher,
Yeah.
we can go back. This is some of yesterday's show.
It's fine.
It's all right.
We're effed. We're absolutely screwed. Dean. We're 100% effed. The fact of the matter is these pricks up to north are probably going to do it. It sucks. I hate it. And yes, we've got another decade of them continuing to be good, and we don't have any stars to go up
You know what?
against them.
I've never said this. Gary, we need another fucking lockout.
Yes.
Let's go. I'm done with this
When's
shit.
the lockouts,
We need
Gary?
a strike. I don't need any of this labor peace nonsense. I need this derailing whatever they're doing, just like it derailed you guys in 0405.
Where the F is COVID when you need it?
SARS? Avian flu? We need something.
We need something.
God damn it. Dean.
Dean.
It is not good.
Well, at least they're really going to drag this out for about 3 weeks.
Yeah,
of this
let's
fucking
put some pause
schedule.
in play. So we
Gary.
can build up the anticipation.
Did you see how excited those jerks were?
Yeah, because those mouth breathers have been watching the best player toil for a decade, and they finally surrounded him with enough okay parts
Don't.
and a good coach. Ah!
Okay, so
We were all. That's a rare moment on the
We
show
did the
where
breakdown.
we agreed. That's a consensus take.
that's kind of like your radio air check. Sometimes you, when you're in it, you don't really.
Right.
Hmm.
How did that go? I think it but I hear it again.
Well, but we weren't. There was more, I guess.
We were on the
Really?
air a long time.
Food
It's a weird
probably.
2-hour show, I guess.
And what the F are you doing with an orange Yeti cooler?
You
thing?
wore an orange
You
shirt
wore an
today.
orange shirt.
Yesterday. Like, come on.
It was on sale.
Shame
And I
on
bought
you.
it so long
Shame on
ago.
you.
Shame on both of you. Could you look at the pain you brought us, Rhett?
It's true. It's
You know what? That's
Jeez.
the solace you can have. Is I'll tell you what I'm not wearing tomorrow, and you're not drinking out of. It's no effing orange crush BS.
It was going well.
You had what you wanted after
Kind
40.
of looked real good.
3-1 lead.
3-1.
Tidy.
3-1.
I had to do a puzzle. I was so stressed. I was literally doing a puzzle of Italian wine regions. Okay. Clear the puck. Penalty kill. Okay.
I was sitting there and I was playing that game on my phone where you have like the black hole and you gather up stuff and then the hole is, that.
I don't know, play games on my phone. I don't know that.
So I'm playing. The game's on and my daughter's like, "Oh, did you see that?" No, I didn't see anything. What are you doing? What are you doing? I can't watch this shit. Why is it on? Because I got to watch this shit.
You just said you can't watch it.
Exactly. Just go to your room. The puck over glass penalty is so dumb. It's
Stupidest.
so dumb.
Stupidest penalty ever.
Dumb.
And the whistles were put away.
Hands are tied.
Let's be clear.
Got to do it.
Whistles have been retired for the night. They're done. We're not needing these. Missed a day, missed a lot.
We handled it well, all things considered. I
Jack, did we do okay?
Yeah, that was really good.
Sometimes you have to power through, right?
Like the Panthers to power through something here. Let's go. Yeah, good work. And you? Nice. Love it. Good outfits, boys.
taking the appropriate measures
Mm-hmm.
There is
to
some-
try and avoid another such catastrophe as what happened 2 fucking nights ago.
Heads are falling off.
Now, at
Hey,
some
my
point,
man.
the Florida Panthers may want to, some of
Paul,
this maybe falls on at their feet.
31-0.
Big win tonight.
Oh, what an answer it would be, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, Steel Home Ice, let's go.
Rawr.
Oh,
Rawr.
You got to pounce it.
That's what's happening
You
tonight
got to pounce.
up the road. Rawr. That's my Panther impression. In
That's-
case you
Oh,
were
is that
wondering.
what-
Paul
okay.
Maurice might play that
It's kind of
before
like
the game.
explaining the
Just to
joke. It's not really
motivate
good.
the
I
That
just
was
want
your high
that
school
clear.
prom. I wasn't sure.
Sorry to have to do that. Are you all
I,
right?
it's a
Ooh,
first
kinda
one. God,
scared.
whoa.
Good thing you were sitting.
Jeez.
Other hockey news today. We had a shit canning today.
It's always good when there's something
Shit
happening.
can.
Fridays are good for it.
We had a shit canning in the
Hey.
NHL today.
Friday is the day you get fired.
Yeah.
That is a firing day. You ever get one of those like 2 p.m. meetings on a Friday? You're getting fired.
Yeah. Well, remember, we'll hear. Yeah. Well, first we'll see what happened and then what we heard. This is going back again. If friggin' Dallas would have done anything, we'd be in a much better spot.
okay.
Anyway, the whole thing of how many things would be different.
Well, this guy's
Guys
life
would still be, it would still, things would
It's
be.
the butterfly effect.
So
You can't
this
do
was going back to
The team is one thing, but you can't
the
allow
Dallas
another
Edmonton
person to
series. This is the elimination game for Dallas. Pete DeBoer decides I'm taking Jake Ottinger out. It's 2-0.
Well, anytime you can get Casey DeSmith in, I mean,
Calls a timeout. Ottinger's going back to the net. Like, hey, where are you going?
oh dear.
Oh, what? Hey, Jake. Get over here.
Grab a seat by Ferraro. You're done.
That
Yeah.
was-
And didn't pull him for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. It was the rest of the game. DeSmith went in, allowed the next shot to go in, and they lose the game and the series. And DeBoer was asked post-game about the decision
Mhm.
on the goalie swap and just his rationale behind it.
Mm.
This is what he had to say.
A goalie, there's the reasoning's always to try and spark your group. So that was the number one reason. We had talked endlessly in this series about trying to play with the lead. And obviously we were in a 2-0 hole right away. And you know what? I didn't take that lightly, and I didn't blame it all on Jake. But you know, the reality is if you go back to last year's playoffs, you know, he's lost 6 to 7 games to Edmonton, and we gave up 2 shots on 2 goals in an elimination game. So, you know, it was partly to spark our team and wake them up, and partly, you know, knowing that, you know, status quo had not been working, you know, and that's a pretty big sample size.
So that was post game. He, at his year-end media availability, said, Jake is very good, but Jake trying to things have blown
Smooth
over.
it over.
This morning, Jim Nill, GM of the Stars, after careful consideration, we believe that a new voice is needed in our locker room to push us closer to our goal of winning the Stanley Cup. We'd like to thank Pete for everything that he has helped our organization achieve over the last 3 seasons. Wish him nothing but the best. That's shit canning.
Did they get him a taxi or a personal car?
No, they don't do it.
No. Well, you got to do
That's
that.
the other guy. So yeah, Dallas firing Pete DeBoer this morning, who over the last 3 seasons, no NHL team has a better regular season record than the Stars. They had 50 wins this year, 3 straight Western Conference Finals, and he is out of work.
5 to 6 years he's been to the Western Conference Final.
Yeah. So we segue. Good time to have our TSN Hockey Insider on the Crystal Waters Insider Hotline. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, crystal clear choice for home comfort. 403-219-4100. crystalclearcalgary.com. 10% off that new AC year, 1 year of free preventative maintenance coming along with that as well. Darren Dreger from TSN joins us. Dregs, good morning.
Yes.
Little juicy nugget coming. I mean, in a way, surprised, not shocked. Shocked, not surprised. I don't know how to characterize it, but it was. I'll let you just kind of walk us through it because there's some layers to it.
Yeah, there definitely is. I'm a little bit surprised just based on the timing, right? But I'm also appreciative of the Dallas Stars ownership and management taking their time to make sure that this decision is the right one in the best interest for the club. You know, Pete DeBoer has 1 more year remaining on that contract, so it would have been easy to try and execute some changes to the roster, which they're going to do anyway. But to just let it play out. I mean, we know that Pete DeBoer is a good coach, good man, stubborn. Oh boy, he's stubborn. And I think that stubbornness, at least in some way, shape or form, probably got the better of him in this case, right? You wonder about the exit meetings with the players and the message that most delivered. I don't think I wouldn't expect any of those guys, aside from Jake Ottinger, to bury him. I know the veteran guys have high praise for Pete DeBoer, his approach, how he managed the team, all of that. So he's a winning coach, there's no doubt. But then you do look at his track record, and that's where it gets a little surprising now that he's been let go by the Dallas Stars, because, you know, Vegas hires coaches to win Stanley Cups. You know, they gassed Gerard Gallant in favor of Pete DeBoer because Pete DeBoer was available and they felt like he was a better coach. Cutthroat, sure, but they felt like Pete DeBoer was the coach that they needed to win a Stanley Cup. All right, well, then Bruce Cassidy is available. Okay, he's the guy that's going to help us win a Stanley Cup, and he does at the expense of Peter DeBoer. He's hired in Dallas. Again, the Dallas Stars thinking, well, this guy's decorated. He's got a resume as long as our arm. You know, he'll be able to take us to the Stanley Cup final. And I can tell you, and every team that maybe gets into, you know, the conference semifinals, which isn't saying a lot. I mean, there's so much hockey at the midpoint, but any of those teams like the Toronto Maple Leafs, go down the list. I mean, they still feel like they should be in the Stanley Cup final. But I can assure you the Dallas Stars are watching and getting ready for game 2 tonight between Edmonton and Florida, and they think they should have won the Western Conference. They do. They do. And they're not hanging it all on Pete DeBoer, but there's an element of the stubbornness, decisions that were made, all of that 100% factored into the decision ultimately that they made yesterday.
Retro, you had kind of said, with just how murky all of this kind of was, is Jake Ottinger, is he kind of like, what? Where's the room? Are they
felt off? Something felt off.
Yeah. So this feels like kind of a clear message that some guys in that room were not, obviously there's layers. You pulled Jake, didn't put him, you put our lives on the line with Casey DeSmith, whatever. And then you threw one of our guys.
You could have just
under
stopped.
the bus. You didn't need to do that post game. Feels like a bit of a message that there's some solidarity within that room.
Yes, I think that's a good sign that there may be a solidarity, but it's easy to rally behind a guy you don't like. And I don't know if they don't like him, but my question to Dregs would be, Babcock was renowned as being the greatest coach to ever walk the earth.
Yeah.
But I always, and I don't think he was a bad coach or a bad person. I'm not talking about it, but there's coaches that get put into situations that are a lot easier to succeed in than going into San Jose last year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes these resumes, this guy's a world-class coach. Well, is he? Or is he put in real easy, not easy, but good spots with teams that can succeed?
Yeah.
Is he just a product of that? And in this latest one, for me anyway, how many times do you get let go of good teams where you can't, like, that the smell test is not passing?
Yeah, and I think that's fair, Red. I do. And if I were an owner in the league and I was looking at replacing my coach and Pete DeBoer's name was thrown at me, I would do the investigation. I would find out, okay, what do you think he's missing? And one team will help another. I mean, everybody's got relationships with clubs, and maybe they're not giving you all of the dirty, dark secrets and all of that, but what was missing there? And sometimes it's not just one guy, it's the bench. And I'm not hanging Steve Spott out to dry here. And I do think Elaine Nasruddin has the potential of being a good NHL coach, head coach. I mean, that's kind of the mark on him. But like so many, especially the veteran coaches, they always like to have at least one of their guys. And Steve Spott has gone with Pete DeBoer basically every single job. Right. Like, I mean, they're joined at the hip. So how much of that is influence? I not take it over to the Stanley Cup final, but I do see a difference in how Paul Maurice would use his assistant coaches as opposed to Chris Knobloch, who we know uses his coaches in Gulletson and especially Paul Coffey and that defense. So the feedback on social media was, well, this is just age old. Here's a good coach. You can't fire all the players, so it's easy to just throw this guy to the side. Well, it is, but I say the same thing every time. And I appreciate what you're saying, Rhett. And to back up what I just said, I would want to find out why. Talk to people. Why isn't he able? He can win game sevens. He can help you win game sevens, but why isn't he able to get you back to the Stanley Cup final? Find out what that is. And if you believe that there's an issue, okay, well, then you move on to the next guy. But if you're the Dallas Stars now, what are you looking at? Mm-hmm. You've fired a good coach. Who's better? Available
that's
right
available?
now?
I don't know. Like
that's the first thing I thought of, Dregs. It's like, that's commendable for Jim Nill. They've got their players' backs and this. Okay, so you fired the coach. You've gone to 3 straight Western Conference finals.
Yeah.
Unable. So now
a lot of winning.
The next coach is probably less tenured.
Yeah.
At this point, hard to imagine, right?
Everyone's going to be less tenured than him, right?
So it's like, okay, so you put your team first, but now what are you doing hiring a coach?
Because it's a window to win, right?
The next coach isn't as
but it's
good.
A window to win. I don't want to downplay the importance of a coach because I think a coach can be highly influential, but this is a veteran team.
Yeah.
Right? You're kind of you've got the bumper pads up with this group, don't you?
Yeah.
Come on, boys, let's work. You're trying to inspire and motivate. You're not teaching them how to play the game. These guys are veterans.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I do think the way the season ended contributed mightily into the decision that management 100%. And ownership have made here. And not because they lost to the better team, the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, if this series goes 6 or 7 games, maybe Pete DeBoer is still coaching. If that Ottinger situation doesn't happen, and I agree, coming into the segment, you guys walked us through it. We played the clip of Pete DeBoer post-game. That's what got him. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Ultimately, that's what got him. Coaches make changes like that, not all the time, but they do. And as he started, in essence, it was to try and spark his team. The guy gave up 2 goals on 2 shots. So you pull the goalie. All right. Well, I think most of us watching thought, okay, this is going to be short. Like he's made his point. He's going to put Ottinger back in the net. And then he doesn't. You go into the intermission, and I'm surrounded by goalies at TSN, and they're like, he's probably going to put him back in the net for the next period. And then he doesn't. And I think that supports the stubbornness that I'm talking about.
And I think that's
the Babcock feel.
That's
right?
the stubbornness. I think he felt like there was enough egg on his face that if he puts on, because Casey, I think he was questioning whether he should do it to begin with. There was maybe some justification for pulling him, but most of us, the four of us, we're not NHL coaches. I'm probably leaving him in because Jake Ottinger's our guy. And we can't lose.
Yeah, it's not a platoon. It's Ottinger and DeSmith.
You can call the timeout, rip your team, get your heads out of your ass, let's get going. And you leave Ottinger in. Okay, so he doesn't. And then he pulls Ottinger and they score on DeSmith.
Yeah.
That's when that stubbornness comes in. Is like, I effed up. I'm going to stick to it and just swallow it. That's what it looked like to me. Because I agree with you. I think he was one. The only catch for that is I think he was 100% going to put Ottinger back in. I never understood the timeout.
The timeout.
Pull the goalie, use that timeout, and that right? Like it didn't anyway.
That was also part is Ottinger skating back to the crease and then gets hauled back. That's very
and who is that on, right? Like I mean, you would think. Casey DeSmith is out there. He knows what's going on. Like, one of the assistants
was he on the ice though?
Yeah, and where's the backup even on the ice? I don't know.
Was Casey DeSmith on the ice? Because if you are going in as the backup goalie and you've wasted the timeout as a time to get, it's not a lot of time anyway.
Right.
They call it 30 seconds. It's at least a minute if you're on the ice loosening up.
Yeah.
I never saw him on the ice.
No, I mean, he knew, DeSmith knew, but there was a lot going on there. And look, at the end of the day, I believe, and Jim Nill is going to face the music here. Maybe has he already spoke to the media? I don't know, but somebody's got to ask. Okay, it wasn't just the pull, but then as we've heard post game, he rolls over this guy, and you got 7 years left on that contract with Jake Hunter. Like, all right, well, which way is this going to go? So I think that was a contributing factor for sure.
So now was trying to do the right thing by staying in the bench.
Sure. Yeah. I'm like, hold on. I got my ball cap on. All is good. Nothing to see here.
Hiding in plain sight. Yeah.
But now, again, we've just had 7-8 teams, go through the coach search. So Peter Laviolette is available. I mean, it does feel like Dallas needs some experience. It does to me anyway, right? Yeah, you've got Torts.
There's plenty of coaches out there.
I got a name for you. What about Jay Woodcroft? Because I feel like a lot of things being said about Chris Knobloch now, which is a lot of praise, were said about Jay Woodcroft until the Oilers did one of those midwinter fogs that we've seen a lot from them in the regular seasons that frankly don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
He was very highly regarded. It was his only head coaching job on his resume, but before things went south with like 880 goaltending, everyone thought he was a great coach. Like, where's he at? Would that be a guy you'd have on a short list?
Well, I mean, the list is only as long as you want it to be, and it gets longer when you're looking at the American League. You're looking internally at what you have. You're looking at the guys who've been shortlisted. Like, I don't know how many teams Woodcroft interviewed with, but more than a couple. Okay. Like at least 3, at least. So what about those teams didn't mesh with Jay Woodcroft or vice versa? And I feel like, given the level of experience Dallas has, like Dallas is a bench where you've got to have presence as a head coach, in my opinion. You got to have some swagger. You do. At least it feels that way. Lavi has that. But, and I'm not throwing Woodcroft under the bus. He's a very cerebral type of coach. But if you're going down that path, I mean, then you throw out, I'm hearing Derek Lalonde's name out there in relation to maybe other jobs like assistant or associate jobs, his teams are looking at that now. Could he be a potential fit? Glenn Gulletson once was in Dallas. I mean, there's a guy that should get another look as an NHL head coach.
Does he have the presence, though?
I don't know.
You said it. Like, that's the one thing. We saw Glenn up close and personal. I think he's a real sharp guy.
Yeah.
But there are guys that you're like, he's going to be a better assistant than a head coach. And maybe he's been unfairly painted that way, but that's kind of
feels like it.
right.
I mean, it's
There's
maybe
no,
unfair.
it doesn't.
You know what, though?
I know what. Go ahead.
Texas, you want somebody that's got that kind of, maybe a guy that put on some cowboy boots,
Swagger?
drive a pickup truck, wear a collared shirt,
The Longhorns on the front of the truck.
Yeah, the guy that, you know, maybe you're born in Alberta, you kind of have that.
Yeah.
I want you to
Texas
push a
is
guy over the,
Dust off one of the Sutter brothers and get them out there right now. Let's
That's
go.
what we're
Chop,
Have a
chop.
little staff. You can have 6 setters. on
I
the bench.
think to me that team looks like a team that they need to. I think they're really good, but I didn't think they played that hard.
I agree.
Like to me, they were not going right,
agreed.
and whether they're beat up or tired, I don't know what it was, and maybe they didn't like the coach. I have no clue.
Yeah.
To me, that group looks like a group of guys that need someone they really want to play for. They're excited to play for. This guy's making it fun, and we're enjoying it. Go, go, go! Like
that's the other thing too, is it's been 3 trips to the Western Final with DeBoer. So I mean, this is maybe the straw that breaks the camel's back, but you might have been ready for a change regardless, despite how great the record is.
And the lame duck status plays in for sure. But I'm with you. Like it wasn't like, I think the disappointment in Dallas has a lot to do with like, it just didn't look like their best
lack
effort.
of intensity.
Like if you played your best and lost, okay, but it just didn't ever feel like that in the series.
No, I'm with you. You know, Tyler Seguin started the series strong. Obviously, the breakaway goal. He had a couple in the one game, and then he went quiet. You know, Robertson took him a long time to find his legs and his scoring touch. He came online as the series developed later. Mikko Rantanen, you know, was hit or miss in that. I mean, go down the list. They are smallish up front, to be fair. I mean, Rantanen isn't, but, you know, Jamie Benn isn't. But they do have some smallish type of forwards. So it is going to be interesting to see how they retool. And that kind of feeds into the speculation around Jason Robertson, right? Like, why would his name be out there? You know, why would it be? Well, the only reason it's out there is that you're embracing change. And if you're trying to do that by either adding a piece through free agency, you've got to create cap space, or via trade, you've got to throw something that is going to be decent bait out there so that teams know you're serious about change. And I think that's legit. And I think that's where all that Robertson speculation is fueled from.
And again, you know, they've got a tight cap situation, and he needs a deal. That sort of adds pressure, just like DeBoer being in the final year of his deal. Like you, I don't know that you can keep everyone. Like they got to pay Harley and they got to pay him.
Yeah,
there's probably not room for both of those guys to add to their cap.
No, and you know they invested long term in oh my God, Wyatt Johnson, right after acquiring Mikko and extending him. So they've got some big tickets to wrestle with. But you know, again, it's just it can't be about the coach all the time. It can't be. But I think they're going to be one of the more aggressive teams. I think that they're open for business in terms of the ways they're willing to be aggressive. Maybe not specifically hunting for one thing, maybe 2 or 3 things to really shake things up there.
Rich Hutty.
We're handling things well here in Calgary, Dregs. Jack, I sent you a thing there. Just, I don't know who put this together, but it just feels like maybe we're on a bit of an island here, that there's a lot of, I get this. Oh, it's Canada's team and all this sort of thing. Here's a look maybe at just how, it looks like maybe that's accurate, that everyone everywhere is okay and on board with Edmonton, but there is a little pocket of us here.
Interesting.
In Alberta that's
just Sam Bennett.
We just love.
Nice
I mean,
fella.
Matthew Tkachuk. We're still so tied to him, and I mean, Bobrovsky. I've been such a huge fan.
Paul Maurice.
Gosh,
Paul Maurice
is a great guy.
You really like him, yeah.
Oh, Dregs, we're not. It's tough because it feels different. The whole playoff has felt different. It has more of an inevitable feeling than ever before.
Really?
There's poise and confidence, and
they just score when they need to.
Yeah.
When they,
it's like they finally realized we'll probably get some goals if we need them. Let's not give as many up. Let's be more sound defensively and just all together. And Shit.
And sometimes it's oftentimes it's not the most noticeable or expected, anticipated, right? We would expect Connor McDavid, being an all-world talent, to do what he did in helping and setting up the tying goal, and then be part of that power play that initiated the game winner in overtime. And the fact Draisaitl scored 2, the first and last. Again, do you expect that? That might be lofty, but they're all world players, so they're supposed to be that impactful. Did anyone have Kasperi Kapanen playing the game?
I know.
Dude, number 2, he was awful in Toronto. He was healthy to start the playoffs. He did not look particularly anything at all in the regular season. They've done a really good job pulling guys off the scrap heap.
Really,
because the guys they signed July 1 haven't been that. Skinner, Arvidsson, and Emerson. There's a lot of popcorn there. There's not a lot of ice time.
Right. And Stan Mollman took a lot of heat for those signings, and the fact that he didn't do enough. Jake Wallman, to me, has been a nice add. He looks like he's bolstered that blue line. I will give Bowman credit, because at the time of bringing in Klingberg, he said just the reality of Klingberg coming back into the league after being offline for that long, the injury, the surgeries that he had, all of that, he was going to need 6 to 8 weeks of playing before they'd be able to assess, whether he could shoulder the load. And he's serviceable. He's having some decent playoff hockey in his game. And, again, Oilers fans, you 3 excluded, were clamoring for a goaltending upgrade, even up to the trade deadline. Everybody, even though those 2 guys helped Edmonton get to Game 7 last year, everybody thought, okay, well, you got to go out and get this guy or that guy. And there wasn't much available, but, there were some rumors and guys that were in speculations that may have helped. But Bowman didn't overreact, and he allowed the group to come together, and now they're getting that support and the influence from all layers of their lineup. And I feel I guess that's why it's so damn hard to win the Stanley Cup, right? Is because unless all of those ingredients fit in the recipe, you're not going to win. And right now it looks like they've got the ingredients.
We kicked it around yesterday, and I kind of asked Rhett, what did you make of Florida in Game 1? Because the flip side, because as we live here, right? You included, it's how great the Oilers are. Now everybody's happy living in the city and the rink, the whole thing. It's been quite a gushing the last couple of days. How was Florida? Because they were still 1 goal away from winning.
Yeah,
I didn't think they were great, and some of that's tied to the Oilers being very good the other night. But this feels like a game. This is a Florida, this is where a gutsy, experienced, deep team like Florida should come through in a Game 2.
I thought when Sam Bennett scored in the second period to make it 3-1, I thought it was game, set, and match. I just felt like, okay, not that Edmonton was going to falter, but there's blood in the water now. And this Florida team is going to find a way to get that 4th one. And then 4-1, it's over. But Edmonton just stayed in it. And Arvidsson scores. Now it's 3-2. Florida got into a little bit of penalty trouble, not a lot, but some things that they definitely are going to want to clean up. They're probably looking at that second period. And even though Bennett did score, they had 17 shots on Stu Skinner. 17 shots. But I don't recall a sequence where, you had 2 or 3 guys jamming at the net or aggressively trying to get to Stu Skinner. I don't recall that. And that largely is the identity of the Florida Panthers. Sam Bennett scores 2. How much did we notice Matthew Tkachuk in that game? Not a ton.
And he's not
Reinhart, was pretty quiet. Barkov is always noticeable because, he's just that level of player, right? It can't just be about Sam Bennett, obviously. Otherwise, and here I call Evander Kane in this series the equalizer. We saw Matthew Tkachuk chase Aho around the ice in that Eastern Conference final. You think there's any chance he's doing that to an Oiler in this series? No chance. And not because he's worried about having to face Evander Kane or the general toughness of the Oilers. He's probably more worried about the balance that comes in that approach. And the reality that, okay, well, Evander Kane is going to take somebody out. Or the way the Oilers are playing offsets the nonsense that Tkachuk can provide. But It feels like he's going to have to elevate that level going into game 2 tonight. And he's not alone. Again, it can't just be about Sam Bennett.
We're going to have a long offseason talk about it, and maybe it gets done soon, but like the cap's exploding. It's the first time we've seen a rapidly growing cap in probably 5-6 years, maybe longer.
Right. Yeah.
And Sam Bennett is putting together a playoff for the ages.
Yeah.
He's clearly focused on hockey. I don't imagine he's mulling things over and talking to agent right now, but like,
right.
How does this play out? Because clearly Florida wants him, but it's at a number.
Yeah.
And if he goes to market, it's going to be a way bigger number to go somewhere else. And this cap might be $125 million in 3-4 years.
Right. I just can't imagine. So Ken Hitchcock years ago said to me, and he was, when you describe the most impactful player on a team, you know, the guy that makes a difference in the varying ways he can play, you call him the head of the snake. So if you can cut off the head of the snake, you're going to have success. Well, Sam Bennett is the head of the snake of the Florida Panthers. He just is. Like, he drags people into the fight. So if you're Billy Zito, who, I mean, he's the most creative, arguably the most aggressive general manager in the league. Now, yes, he's got the benefit of being in Florida. He's got the taxation side of things locked up. You know, the fact that his owner is all in every single year. You know, it's a market that players want to go to, but you still have to execute these deals. Like, you know, why did he acquire Seth Jones? Well, because they felt like Seth Jones needed a fresh start in a market that and on a team that was going to be able to elevate his game and give him the opportunity to elevate his game. And that's worked out. So do you do that knowing that you've got Ekblad coming up as an unrestricted free agent and you're going to throw all the dollars at him? I don't know how you can. When you acquire Seth Jones, even though there was some salary retention, aren't you saying that, okay, our blue line is pretty good? It's not going to be as good without Aaron Ekblad, but you've already gone through that with the suspensions and all of that. So I feel, and this isn't inside information, it's just a gut tells me Zito's going to put a package on the table for Sam Bennett at the end of the playoffs. And it's going to be comparable. You know, if it's 7 years, what if it's 8 years at $8 million or above? How does Bennett push away from that? I mean, he doesn't want to play in Toronto and you know, have people in his business every day. He, to a degree, had that in Calgary, and it's magnified tenfold in Toronto. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I could be wrong, and I'll admit it when he goes, but I just don't think he is.
Do you have anything there?
No, the only reason he would go is if he wanted that challenge of the Toronto, the stigma.
And it's home. Like, let's be fair. You can pick a lot of
It's
things.
not home.
You're from
It's not home.
That's where he's from.
Okay, it's from where he's from.
Wow.
Where's he lived the last 8 years? Not in Toronto. Like, I know that
I'm not going to disclose my source. I'll just say it's somebody very close to Sam. Doesn't have interest in Toronto.
Yeah.
He doesn't. And, you know, maybe that changes, you know, when see guys like that too, like we think of July 1st, and as soon as the window opens, those guys went in and want to scratch their name. Let's go. We're on holidays. Now I got my mega deal. Woo, life is good. For the top guys, they need to go through that process. And hey, Tamperfest is just wrapped up in Buffalo, right? That's the NHL Combine. And I guarantee you that there were multiple conversations about Sam Bennett.
Tamperfest. Yeah, I didn't see.
Can you get those T-shirts? Where they
Yeah,
sell
those are the
I didn't
T-shirts.
see the video by NHL PR. What are they?
Yeah, NHL Combine, just put an X and then just scratch Tamperfest underneath it. But I mean, look, Bennett is going to have multiple teams that are just plop. Here's what we're willing to do, all of that. End of the day, just why would you leave a place where every year you're going to have a chance to win and the money is there, your lifestyle is great, all of it. Now, if they lowball them, they being Florida, which I can't imagine if they do, all right, well, the writing's on the wall and you seize opportunity elsewhere. I just don't think that's going to happen.
it's a very stressful situation.
It is.
Dean,
Gosh,
to sit
yeah.
back and go, oh, somebody's going to present me with tens of billions.
65 million or 72.
Yeah,
I'm
which-
really stressed out here.
Darn it, I can't sleep tonight,
Yeah.
honey. I'm
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
$75 million contract. And you know, we'll get you out of here, but you kind of mentioned off season. We're under a month away. You get kind of focused. There's a draft to be held, and then free agency. We're already at the 6th of June here.
Jeez,
What else
I
are you hearing
know.
UFA wise? Any kind of rumblings?
Tamperfest.
Yes, coming out of Tamperfest 25.
No, it's still relatively quiet. I mean, that's going to heat up. There is a cadence of the calendar that the managers have gone through. They've gone through their pro scouting meetings. Again, this week was the NHL Combine in Buffalo. Now they'll drill down more, do the final touches to the draft. And for sure, they've done the work through their pro scouting meetings on what the UFA market looks like. And they've got their tiers and where this player slots and all of those things. And in the meantime, if you've got restricted free agents, you're obviously trying to get those guys tied up as well, to avoid the reality of speculation of offer sheets and all of those things. So it's a never ending wheel that keeps turning, man. Every day there's something going on.
Nice. Appreciate you, Dregs. Have a fine weekend.
Okay, guys, you too. Enjoy it.
Darren Dreger, TSN Hockey Insider here on the Insider Hotline. A presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. Get 10% off that new AC. Receive 1 year of free preventative maintenance in the process. Over 23 years of experience, 35,000 jobs done. They just are the people.
Jeez.
They're the guys to call. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. Crystal Clear choice for home comfort. Online, crystalclearcalgary.com. There you go.
Yeah.
A little interesting. I mean, not looking to blow up Dregs there, although I guess there's no interest.
Yeah, and look, I wouldn't suggest necessarily that there would be, but when you're from a place, that's just something nowhere else can offer. But it's a crazy market. It is.
Yeah.
Like we talk about it all the time. There's not a crazier place, and I've heard both sides of you. Like it's if it gets to you,
yeah,
you're focused on the wrong stuff. But it's also like, why would you just add the headache if you don't have to deal with the headache?
And you're underestimating how great life is in Florida.
Yeah,
totally.
It's just from the outside. Here's a team that hasn't won since 1967. You're from there. There's that allure to be the one that can get them over the hump.
John Tavares right there.
Tavares, Stamkos, every time a high-profile free agent from Southern Ontario comes available, there's always like, oh, you Leafs? You like the Leafs? What, you want to go home? You want to go home? And it's just not, everybody obviously is very different. And especially for a guy like Sam, who was in a Canadian market, tame comparatively.
And
but it's
incredibly tame.
I've gone to a market where we win. The climate is great. You would have loved it. The other day was it game 1. Bettman and Daly had their meeting with the media,
the State of the Union,
and someone asked about the taxes in these non-tax havens for some teams make it difficult for other teams. Is there any thoughts of equalization? And of course, that's not on the table at all. And then trying to, we don't really think it's that big of a deal, frankly. We think
Bill Zito didn't. And to be fair, before he got there as GM, no one wanted to play in Florida.
We think it's overblown. That it's not.
It is overblown.
Is it?
Well, how did Arizona do with their tax advantage? Like you need to be good, and it needs to be a good organization. And Florida's had the same tax advantages since 1996.
Overblown, but it's a combination.
I would think it's a huge.
I don't think
every decision making for a unrestricted.
It helps, but to suggest it's the biggest ignores the fact that no one wanted to play in Florida for 20 years.
But
the taxes didn't change there, right? What changed?
To suggest that we just don't think it's really an issue.
It's an issue for sure.
The problem, it is an issue, but I don't think it's as big as people make it out to be.
It's a big.
So then don't bring it up.
No, and let me finish. Let me finish. I don't think there's a solution that's easy.
That's the kicker.
And so the combination of it being,
you could be like Calgary did to us and put a 1% tax just because you played hockey. Thank you, government. Thank you.
Trying to multiply everything you made by. Yeah, that's a bit of money at the end of the day. Yeah.
It's just a dick move by the government is what it is. That's like, oh, you're a hockey player? 1%.
But I don't see people just, oh my gosh, this tax situation in Utah, we can't, no, you got to be good. You do.
Of course you
do. And they'll get there. And Arizona was never going to get there because they had a shitty rank and a shitty owner. But Florida was not a team that had success based on tax advantages until 4 years ago.
You're not going to go somewhere that's run poorly. And what happened, and you're forgetting the ownership pool
It was really
for the
bad before
Panthers
that.
for quite a while
bad.
was a joke.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
Same in Arizona. Like that's some of
part-
the
so
worst
it's
ownership
not-
in sport.
You can't downplay one or upplay. Like it's a combination of things, absolutely. And if you're in last place, you are not going to attract players. They don't.
I agree.
It's not
Yeah,
why you
and-
play
and
the
that
game.
was Florida.
And the tax situation, but you're just saying it was because it was a bad team. Well, was it the ownership too? Like it's a combination of things, and the tax situation is legitimate, but it's not the deciding factor in all cases.
Agreed. And look, like guys like to play in LA, guys like to play in New York, guys like playing in Montreal and Toronto, albeit like a little bit different. Those aren't teams that struggle to get free agents. Those are the worst tax climates in the league.
And
Buffalo, poor Buffalo,
Well, Buffalo's the
shitty
worst, yeah,
organization and worst tax.
Yeah. Oh shit. We're like 10 centimeters into the state that has New York City, and now we're screwed tax wise.
Yarmo's going to get it all figured out.
Wow,
Yarmo
he's-
Kekalainen is there
Yeah.
now, guys.
What kind of pull has he got?
Oh,
Kevin Adams, kick his ass.
oh, Yarmo.
The more people we can get next to Kevin Adams that have done the job, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Can I say something? And I'm actually, just because we're talking about this, and this is better than Oiler chat.
Mhm.
That organization, to me, could be in major trouble.
Buffalo?
Yes.
Yeah, I
At
agree.
some point,
It's a small market.
like the owner is losing millions upon millions every year. Like, I don't give a shit what you say. The guy's got smart business guys don't lose 30 million a year for decades at a time.
And you
Now-
said it. That rink ain't new
That
anymore.
rink is old. It's mid 90s. And not that doesn't
Which
sound
sounds
old.
new, but that'd
That's-
be one of the oldest rinks in the league.
Yes. And even if that's fine, it's a gate-driven organization.
They don't have the
because
suites.
They don't have they don't have the corporate
Yeah,
dollar
yeah.
to and who the wants to play there? That might be the one spot in the league. I mean, Winnipeg's kind of hanging on to their guys, but Buffalo's as weather-wise, it's not good. Travel's better, I guess. But what's gonna keep that team in Buffalo long term? I'm actually serious. Because
Like
they
in
have
Winnipeg,
to be good to attract players. But even if they are good, you think that if you're deciding Toronto or Buffalo,
They got
why
to
are you
be.
going to Buffalo?
They got to be Winnipeg South. You're right. Like you have to be the draft and development. We're competitive. Otherwise, you're dead.
Like at
And even if that, at some point, the money runs out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say in Winnipeg, you're making US dollars
Yeah.
and
There's
paying there's a little bit of an advantage. I mean, you're talking about the two bottom feeders for sure.
Yeah.
Wings.
great wings.
Wings are
pizza,
good.
Real good
They're
pizza.
talking
I'm
about
going to
Detroit.
crush
Yeah.
some pizza.
Wings and pizza last night.
Lenovo.
What about we hear about
There's
Hellebuck and those
Niagara
guys.
Falls is right there.
How's
It's in the middle of
hunting
fall.
fishing? Is it good there?
The Maid of the Mist.
Yeah.
Ride the Maid
So
of
if
the
you like
Sundowner close enough that that's
Sundowner, you got to
pro
cross
or-
the border,
Oh,
though.
Maybe
shit.
see, they're
Nice. Borders.
There is hunting and fishing, but
What's it called when it snows like 6 feet overnight, like a lake effect or something?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's not good.
Some people love that maybe though.
No.
Big snowmobilers.
There's no one
Nobody
that loves
likes
it.
that.
Oh.
But you're right. Like the Bills, before they were a good football team, it was like, yeah, they might move this team.
Yes.
Like
We're going to
literally.
Toronto.
And they're good. And you're right. Like literally,
They're not
Rodgers
moving now.
penned
and
a
it's-
check for hundreds of millions to get like exhibition games and a couple regular season games. And at that time,
the,
10 years ago, it was like, well, yeah, we're going to try to move them here.
the NFL's a different beast, and the owner, he owns both teams, and all the corporate dollar in Buffalo is going to
Bills.
the Bills.
Yeah.
Nobody like it's a secondary. Like I could see that team being in big trouble.
You got to move to Atlanta. Third time's a charm, right?
Oh yeah.
I was like, Spectre was asking Kane about living in Edmonton. He said, well, I do have some experience with living in places that people might consider less desirable. It's like, well, Atlanta to Winnipeg to Buffalo. Yeah, I guess there is some of that. There is some of that. Did you decide what you're making this weekend? You were talking about a prime rib.
Didn't take it out.
Is it too late?
It's too big, and I don't have any friends to come over, so
Well, Jack can come over.
I hate.
I'll
Jack.
drop him off just hammered Saturday night.
You
If
can get
Jack. You know what? Jack has lost a lot of my respect because of his half-ass effort a week ago.
You didn't even show up.
You
There is
never
that part.
said I was showing up.
No, there's a thing where it's like, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but the guy that said he'd be here not showing up shouldn't be taking runs at Jack.
you didn't even show up.
I'm going through my texts. I'm very
I
elusive
never
in my
doubted
response.
Pinder was going in with the objective of winning. I never doubt that.
I thought Jack would want it more.
I thought your motive, I thought it was pure. You had no intention of completing it. You
He was
just
like,
went
if
there
I
to
do
eat and drink.
this, if I do this, this is going to ruin my night out. Where it's like, no, you're here to do this. And if you can't have a night out, well, yeah, that's the byproduct.
As soon as things got a little difficult, you just packed it in.
All right, here we go.
the
Any
H?
chance you can do the 999 with us on May 30th? I wrote back, attend or participate. Up to you.
Keep
and
reading.
then I wrote this.
Don't.
That was my reply. So in no,
There's a lot of shows.
What was your reply?
I'll send it to you, Jack.
Is it something
Since
you
you're
can say
interested.
in the-
Anyway, point being, I know how you can get a thawed prime rib roast if you really
I
want
could
it.
zip up to the boss.
You
and
could go
that
right
might
up
be
to
the right
Bonton.
size.
That's
Actually.
true.
Yeah.
You can do whatever size you want.
That's the thing. If you're still living in the world of go to the grocery store to get, well, that wouldn't be enough. There's only one of them. What are we doing? What are we doing? Hi, welcome to Bonton Meat Market. I'm having
Please help.
we have 6, 8, 10, 3 people. It's a sad world to live in where you would just kind of go and stand at a meat case in a grocery store and be like, well, I guess that's what we're having tonight.
That's the least disgusting thing.
We were
so
going to
if
have
it's that-
steaks, and are those good steaks? Or that roast, is it tough or how?
Let's do it right. Just ahead of Greg.
24 consecutive years, Bonton Meat Market, Calgary and Southern Alberta's Consumer's Choice Award winner for best meat and deli. 28 Crowfoot Circle, Northwest. The weekend is coming. They've
Stampeders
got
are
all
playing.
those salads. They've got desserts. They've got the meat pies, and then the meat cake. It's just
Stamps tonight or tomorrow.
tomorrow,
Stands tomorrow 5.
5 p.m.
Surge have a Friday, Sunday. Cavalry Sunday. Calgary Wild played last night. The ladies team, they got to win. Great sports weekend if you're taking advantage.
There you go. 104 years, Bonton Meat Market, premium AAA Alberta beef.
Is he going to be okay to tailgate? I think that might be his happy place.
I don't,
It's a big game tomorrow, and Jack and I are going to be in. I need to know what we're. I mean, Greg, it's about you, but really, it's about me.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to tailgate?
Yeah. Season opener. Like, get us set the tone here.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Okay. Good.
Bonton Meat Market, quality, 104 years. Let's do the Pinder Report. Do the Pinder Report.
Speaking of quality,
Yeah.
Quality.
and now this.
Yeah, that's right. It's Village Honda. Online
Quality.
at villagehonda.com. Probably got some real traction online from those clips that we saw earlier in the show.
Did numbers.
Yeah, they would have got some
Jack,
nice
how'd those
numbers
do?
there.
Those us in pain.
Quite well, yeah.
Yeah. They want to buy your pre-owned vehicle. They have all makes and models of pre-owned and new. They're part of the Wood Automotive Group. If what you're looking for isn't on the lot, that doesn't mean they don't have it. Just means chat with one of the sales personnel and take a look through the database of vehicles.
Maybe they
Dealerships, plenty.
maybe the exact car you want, but it's only in orange, and you're like, can't do orange.
Yeah, I can't
Like, I
do
just-
that.
Any other color? Well, hey, look, we got it right here in the system.
I am superstitious, so I cannot do that.
Can't do orange.
That's right.
Pinder.
It's the Pinder Report.
All right, let's get to FlamesNation.ca.
Oh.
Where the writers are writing and the nerds are nerding. And there's my gold. The Flames really want it. I bet you there's a deal to be made around Kadri and Coyle, maybe involving Natchez. As Frank is saying, what about Charlie Coyle moving forward? They just re-up Brock Nelson. They have Jack Drury as the fourth line center.
Push the Brock Lobster.
Oh, okay. Shoot, where did I put
Beaver.
Brock? There he is.
Thank you. So maybe Charlie Coyle's not a fit. Maybe Natchez isn't happy. We heard Noodles throwing a little gasoline on that flame.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with Natchez if he's not happy. Because it, like Noodle said, it really looks like he's not happy anywhere.
Are you check Pierre-Luc Dubois? I think he's checking. He might be Slovak.
You don't need to check it. It's okay.
Either way.
Stop.
curious.
Stop.
I can't-
Growth.
I can't
Don't
help
do
myself.
it. Just move on.
I bet you
Charlie
like that comp or
Coyle's
no?
33 years old.
He's the same age as Brock Lobster.
Yeah.
We don't want him.
I'm kind of with
Charlie
you.
Coyle. It's like your name's Charlie. You can't be more than 23 or 4.
He's got 950 games.
Jeez, big year coming. They want to avoid
does
that
not-
silver stick. They're
That
cheap.
doesn't fit the mold of the
Let someone else buy him a
Craig
silver stick.
Conroy.
I'm kind of with you on Natchez. I've been a fan.
I like it.
Big, strong,
When he wants to
Skilled.
play center.
but it's like, is your dad still in your ear? Like, are you Eddie Lack 2.0?
Yeah.
What's happening?
No,
Why?
thank
I think Eddie Lack's dad was
Tell your-
benevolent.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't just let it go.
6'3", 195.
You're good.
Little beanpole.
Don't.
Czech Republic.
Oh, jeez.
I was curious.
Ryan, back to you.
Thank you. We got a stupid fucking game tonight. Back at the
That's-
Hippo Tank. It's game 2.
Feels
Oilers
big.
either get a stranglehold or the Panthers steal home ice and make this a series. You might be familiar with those two fellows. I think they each scored twice in game 1. I also got them both in the most goals scored in the series bet on Bet365. That's on Max.
Thankfully. Yeah.
Thanks, Max. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Max.
The DeBoer fallout has happened. It broke this morning. Your mortal enemy, Elliot Friedman, broke the news, Dean. So that's found out. And immediately, Jim Nill made the statement. 8:30 this morning.
You guys
So,
should have a leg wrestling competition.
Yeah. Well, he's hanging out with your boy Walks, stealing your friends now.
Yeah.
Get that guy a haircut. And this are the memes. They start to follow and things like that. What else have we got on Nill, on DeBoer and Ottinger?
Kind of interesting.
I didn't blame it all on Pete, but the reality is, if you go back to last year's playoffs, he's lost 7 out of the last 8 against Edmonton. Jake Ottinger probably.
Probably Jake
Yeah,
Ottinger,
like, I
yeah.
mean, fair's fair.
Yeah.
So
And,
cheap shots.
Well, it's kind of a joke, but here's the interesting thing about Pete DeBoer is Mark Lazarus from The Athletic lays out. He's been to the Western Conference Finals 6 of the last 8 years. 3 different teams. How can you have that kind of success
That's
and be
what I'm
coaching 3 different
saying.
teams?
Right? Something's off.
And that is what we talked to Dreger about. He said a head coaching job every single year since 08, 09. You were playing that year.
Feels, yeah. I mean, at what point is it the trend, right? Are they kind of a few? It's what's interesting too is he's made it to the finals twice. New Jersey and San Jose.
New Jersey.
Not
Who
who you
was
would
playing in New Jersey?
not who you would guess, given that he was in Vegas and you know what I mean?
So the Sharks, did they lose to the Penguino?
Yeah.
In Jersey, I don't recall.
I think Marty Brodeur was still there.
Jersey would have lost the Kings.
Eric Bolton was on that team.
Jersey would have lost the Kings.
Who's the Russian over? He's
Kovalchuk.
Yeah.
Still making money, by the way.
Speedy.
He's still making money. Still
So
making
fast.
money.
Zoom.
What's interesting about all this is that like Ryan Huska feels like a green coach in the sense, he's like new to being in head coaching. You want to take a guess out of the 32 coaches
boring
where
to
he
do this
ranks
every
in
time
games
someone
played?
gets fired. Oh,
He's now top 7,
I was
guys.
gonna say top 10.
He's
Yeah.
7th. Like honestly, don't buy yellow bananas if you're
Green.
fuck.
Yellow banana.
Do buy yellow bananas.
Buy yellow
Doug
bananas.
likes
Yeah.
green bananas. Weird.
Walker had a big thing about the bananas. The moment it turned any shade less than green, he's like, "Well, it's too late now."
That's my wife. She gets
What?
gross.
They shouldn't snap. They shouldn't be crisp.
Yeah. Once they're done snapping
No.
like a Slim Jim,
Snap and
they're
towel.
in the freezer. I've got 9 deep freezes full of fucking bananas for banana bread.
Yeah, we got
My
a lot.
wife, the shoveler, makes great banana bread.
Does she?
Want me to make some?
I'd love that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who doesn't love banana bread? Jack?
Love some banana bread.
Sure.
Chocolate chips in there.
Oh God, yeah. If you don't like banana bread, I got questions about you, Peter DeBoer.
It's true.
That's right. I wonder if he
Right?
likes banana
Dickinson
bread.
likes banana bread.
I was going to say
Apparently,
Dickinson.
Peter
I don't know.
DeBoer doesn't like banana bread, so they guessed his
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah. Well, red flag. I mean,
Comes in,
We saw it with Nolan Patrick with pizza.
stops having banana bread at the breakfast buffet. Guys, they won't stand for it.
No.
Ottinger loves
Can't
banana
play
bread.
for this guy.
That's the root of it all.
I agree.
Yep.
Jake Banana Bread Ottinger.
That's what they call him. Yep.
Gosh.
BB.
Exciting day in Jack's world.
Is it?
Oh,
Ugh.
Get married,
Jack,
Jack?
tell us what the last 24 hours you've had. I mean, this is exciting.
The last 24 hours?
Yeah.
Well, I had to sit through a very long, nerdy show.
Well, and very, very long, but very, very,
And then as
very
soon as
nerdy.
that ended, things, yeah. Got very
Not
exciting.
this
in my
show,
world.
this is kind of like on our network because we're kind of
Yes.
so we're doing a good
The one that we're shit talking. Yes. We'll be telling you at the end of the show to be sure to watch it.
Yeah, be sure to watch it. I don't have to say it anymore.
Boys, we got our quarterback.
What? Stamps?
Yeah, Vernon Adams,
Yeah,
big play VA.
We
No.
talked about it yesterday.
We have our quarterback.
Just watch.
Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys who keeps on keeping on. The ability to look off and control defenders with the stripe of his helmet, his eyes, even no-look passes.
Perfectly thrown. Bullseye every time. Does he have a vintage moment in it? Rodgers does this better than anybody. There's still a little magic in Aaron Rodgers right there.
This is a guy that's done it at a high level for a long time.
Rodgers on the move. Rodgers on the move.
Unbelievable.
I'm completely rejuvenated.
Let's get Terry
This-
Bradshaw's take and see what he.
you
Rodgers is
said-
taking his number.
And Terry was like, he needs to go chew bark and stay in California. That was his take.
Yeah.
Why did we play that? Or
Well,
we-
I mean,
It's Jack. It's
and
for
wh-
Jack.
And what's interesting is like Aaron Rodgers has been a very good quarterback, and this guy's saying it's like finally banging your high school crush, but now she's 40 with 4 kids. Probably inappropriate for the show, but I did laugh.
That's so inappropriate.
Well,
I'm
it's
sure.
the internet.
Yeah.
But that
Because I was looking it up. Like, he's a great quarterback. Man, like the Jets, they were how downtrodden they were when he got injured that first play 2 years ago. They finally got a healthy
Against the
Rodgers
Bills.
last year.
Mhm.
And with a healthy Rodgers, I mean, what an incredible 5-12 season.
Yeah, they were going to be good because they had the best defense in the league too.
Well,
Are
you got
you
Brees Hall, you
but
got
you're
the-
legitimately excited.
I am
Well,
excited. I don't know how this is going to go, but this is
we
just.
know how this goes,
this is
Jack.
the-
What do you mean you don't know how this goes?
Oh,
You gotta
this is
trust-
the best part about being a Steelers fan. It's just, it's never dull. We go from Russell Wilson.
It's always dull. You run the ball,
No,
you have
9
good
and
D,
8.
you never win.
Every
9 and
damn
8.
year.
It's always
Oh, I
dull.
think it's different with
you want to
Rodgers.
be a real
I don't think
fan,
you
you
get
cheer
9.
for the Bills.
So 8 and 9 or
I don't want summer to be over. Maybe it's barely starting. But I'll tell you what, I'm kind of looking
I'm very
forward
excited for
to
fall.
being in here on
Yeah.
Mondays.
I can't wait to be in
Oh,
Pittsburgh when
man.
we go, Jack, and the Bills.
Can you guys
Are we
please
going?
just go?
Well, you're coming, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going.
We're
Taking
all
a show on
going.
the
I
road.
heard the traffic's no good there. I don't.
Yeah, but we will
associate
walk
with
the stadiums right
Okay.
there.
Yeah, we'll stay at the.
Ritz Carlton.
Yeah.
Right in the
that.
morning.
Well, Sid's probably got a few rooms in his place. We can just stay with him. Yeah, and then there was the whole. Damn it! I really wanted to make the news today. Bad day for you. Sorry,
Kind of like that.
it's a tough time there. You like that?
What a
All right.
crazy day.
It was nuts. And if you thought that was nuts, you didn't see the Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Whatever they are.
The can't win Indiana Pacers, wasn't it a huge OKC?
I think they're basically down by like 14 the whole game. It got as bad as 15 down late. But these are the Pacers. They did it again. Look at this. 94-79. They come back and win this thing.
Is this what the surge does? This is that surge thing.
It's
the
not
first
target
team-
score. This
No,
is
it's not target
NBA.
score.
Oh,
Look at the clock on the right. This is insane. Again, they did it.
so they put up 32 points, 9.5 minutes. Is that the math, Jack? These two
Jeez,
idiots
it's happening.
can't-
Yeah, wow.
Say, I can't believe that just came out of your mouth in this room.
Honestly, did you have that written down somewhere? That's
What?
incredible.
What?
Ready? Feeling okay?
It was as much a guess as a.
We got a
quantum
cold cloth for his
calculation.
forehead.
Quantum physics and math. That's
I got it. I went and got one of those.
So
mirror holes.
anytime
yeah.
the Pacers are down 15, get on to bet 365 because they're actually winning more than they're losing this playoffs when they're down by 15. It's
This is an actual stat.
well, here's the guy. This is Halliburton. They got a nickname for him. The Halliban.
This is not.
That's Jesus.
The Halliban. It's I don't approve of this, but
Yeah,
that's
you did.
well,
you
you
kind
know.
of put the stamp of approval.
We're here to
Get
say
that off the
report.
fucking screen,
not okay.
please.
Next.
This is not funny.
there are some other memes though, because here it is.
Well, then go with the funny ones, not the.
this is yeah. It's just more game winners and more game winners and more game winners and down by 1 billion, and the Pacers keep winning.
I can't believe you put that
The
on.
Halliban's his nickname. It's not a good one. We're not approving of that. We were scolding them. Be better.
We need a meeting.
Yes. Well, we're going to be.
Oh dear.
This is what happens when old drunky pants stays out till all hours of the night. And it's his decision
Trying to
making.
buy me shots at 2 a.m.
What are we on to stamps now? Let's do that.
Yeah,
Change
good
those.
idea. Stick to sports.
Yeah, Jack and I are
Holy F, Jack.
heading to Big Bad Stadium tomorrow. We'll hopefully tailgate with Greg. Come on, buddy. You got an answer yet?
Oh yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. Keep me dialed in here. Keep me dialed in.
It's free food.
They're hyped. It's first game of the year. Soak it up.
Welcome to a new season in the Canadian Football League, and we
Boys.
season is underway. CFL 2025.
You said it the other day. They're coming off a rough year, but I will put that uniform and that logo and
That
those
helmet.
colors and helmet against anyone. God, it looks good.
Love it. Good luck, boys.
Bo Levi.
I know.
Riders won.
They
won?
looked like they were gonna. The
they
CFL
win?
season started last night. They did.
played
They
on?
hung
Oh,
on.
they won.
I think they won by 5 or 6. They were up as many as 16 late, and then it was like
Who's their
classic
quarterback, Rhett?
Trevor Harris.
Who's their backup?
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, the guy that was here last year that we threw dirt on.
We.
Well, the collective, the royal, we. I don't know.
Go get a mace.
5 o'clock start. They've got the party outside starting at like what, 3
Doug
o'clock?
Flutie.
Don't go at 3. Go at noon.
Sure.
Jack,
Beautiful
are you
day.
open at
Get
noon?
there. Pick the tables up. Are you allowed to tailgate?
Don't let me down, Greg. Oh gosh, yes.
I thought they had a kibosh on.
No. Just don't be an idiot. Put it in the red cup.
Again,
You are an idiot, though. This
reckless
is the problem.
conversation. Yeah. Get to the game early.
Yes, and they got the happy hour beers in the East End Zone.
I was going to say in the East, they got the $5 menu for your grub and
Love that.
Oh boy.
some beers.
set a base, Jack. Set a base.
Jack can go and wimp his way through a couple hot dogs.
Go and stay for
Yeah, if you get to 1.5, Jack, you don't finish the second.
Yeah,
So
slow
don't let
down.
it ruin your day.
Take it easy.
Yeah, seriously.
update. Can't lift anything heavy, but I could probably handle a beer.
Oh,
Good-
yes,
good,
we are
great
so
news.
in.
You know what? You should offer to lift the heavy stuff.
I'm
for 'em
happy.
instead
Tell
of-
them you got some idiot lugs that are good at lifting stuff.
I might go to this game, Dean.
Let's
And I'm
do it.
actually serious. If Pinder would come through with some freebies from the stamps and the
You let me
suite,
know.
I could actually go to this game.
I like how I'm just renowned as the king of Greece. You're like, yeah, I got to talk to Pinder. How did I become a ticket reseller?
Hopefully somebody's listening.
Cavalry, they're in action. Surge in action. A
Can I
lot
ask a
going
question?
on.
Sorry. Just the stamps have good nachos.
They did. I know the Flames catering has taken over a lot
That's
of stuff.
right, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
It used to be a lot of volunteers.
That might be team wise.
better.
Like I don't know if that
They did make a change with their
That's
in-house stuff,
concession.
though. Yeah.
concessions for fans.
Just
or not,
curious. But anyway, sorry.
Meanwhile, Cavs in
Ask
action.
Jay,
on
text
Sunday.
Jay McNeil. Ask him. Rhett's curious about the nachos.
I think he's golfing with Doug Flutie. If
Oh, okay.
Dickinson's right, but
well,
yes,
perfect
I'll
time.
get back
Maybe
to
Doug.
it.
Buffalo ties.
I've met Doug. I've hung out with Doug.
Sure
I
you
believe
have.
I've had a beer with Doug.
He seems like he'd be a good guy to have a beer with.
I think I've told the story.
Okay, we'll keep moving.
Paintball story.
I don't think you've told it. Paintball.
Is he competitive?
I don't want to throw.
What?
It's a big weekend for the stamps.
Come on.
Marco Carducci.
What are you doing?
The shoveler.
You're letting him off the hook?
Shoveler wants to go to this game.
Goalkeeper of the month. Hey, Shoveler, there's actually rules about running onto the field post game.
See, the
It's been
shoveler would go to the
great.
game with me
It's
and
been
pull a
great.
Pinder and
Yes.
just disappear.
Okay, Rhett, we'll see you later. I'm
I
going
just need to go get
give
some
Marco
hugs.
a hug.
Some pitch hugs.
He's a great boy. Playing great. I think he's what, 3 clean sheets in his last 4.
How tall would he be? Like 6'4"?
He's actually, for a goaltender, not.
Okay.
Like for a keeper, he's quite short for a goalkeeper, but he's probably the best in the league for 7 years.
Why, he's the goalkeeper of the month for the month of May.
God damn it. He's the best in May. I know that. And a good Calgary, but beauty.
So we were at the third string quarterback's house. Who? Oh man, I got to remember his name.
Not Rob Johnson. Not Doug
He was the
Flutie.
quarterback coach after a while in Buffalo,
Mhm.
and so the Bills were there, and Razor and I were there, and they were having a paintball
Game
Okay. At this guy's, he had acres and acres.
This third string quarterbacks.
Really,
Okay.
Not Joe Burrow.
Alex Van Pelt.
AVP.
Alex Van Pelt.
AVP.
My boy.
That's like the kind of guy that
Yes.
a Jack level fan would get excited about.
Awesome,
like a third
dude.
string.
Awesome.
So you're at AVP's
So
house.
we're at
Yes.
AVP's team guy. We're there. We're hanging out with the Bills. And Doug had a real nice ride. Doug had his car at this real
At
fun.
AVP's ranch. Yeah.
And Doug's car got lit the fuck up.
Oh, Doug.
And Doug was
happy.
not happy.
Well, I mean, paint.
Body work.
Right? That could damage your
They
paint.
absolutely.
I'm with Doug. That's not, you don't do
That's
that to
not
a guy's
fair.
ride.
That's dirty pool. Can't do that.
You wanted to hear the story. I'm just
What, was
delivering
it
the message.
you?
I didn't have a gun in my hand.
Thank
I
you.
was gonna-
Okay, good.
Those guys would have body slammed me. They're massive humans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Lord
are.
Simmons, yeah.
Eric Bolton got beacon one at a charity event once, and he got lifted up and like, listen, little
Yeah.
boy.
Hey, you might be big in hockey. You're small in football.
Yeah. We're not on skates. This is, yeah.
This isn't going to be a fair fight.
Yeah.
I'll hold you here for a while. So it's the Stamps tomorrow. It's the Cavs on Sunday. The Surge have a doubleheader. They got tonight and Sunday afternoon. That's right. Look at this.
Oh, the Rattlers.
Oh, and you know what? Those records are wrong. This is an old screenshot. They're 4-1 top of the West.
Who?
The Surge.
Oh,
at least maybe 5-1 now. Jeez.
What? I don't want to be ignorant. These are very Mickey Mouse. The Rattlers.
You don't like the Rattlers?
The kids who.
I love the Surge logo, but the Rattlers does look like it was.
Well,
a grade
but look
two
at the
class
bunny
submission.
one.
The
Yeah, that's the
Blackjacks.
same.
Like, and then we have the Sea Bears.
I wonder how
You're telling me you got Red Blacks and Blackjacks in the same city? The
Wonder
two
how you
worst
could-
names in pro sports in the same city?
possibly get some
The
new
water.
logos generated. How would you? Is there a tool or anything you could?
Jack, do you know anyone that
AI.
Right.
Where's he work out of?
Where
the Rattlers should look at that?
Iverson.
7:30 tonight.
Am I wrong though?
Yeah.
Like if
The
you
Honey Badgers
pull-
are wearing some referee looking outfits. I didn't like their set. The Surge would probably get the best gear in the league. They're tidy.
I give a little leeway. It's just every team has a name, and it's like
You
well,
have to have one.
you have to have a name, and probably it's been taken.
It's
So if
not
you
about
try
the
and be-
name.
I
I'm
know.
okay with the name.
So then, because I mean, when I blackjack, is there something Ottawa?
Oh, it's a notorious poker city.
So with the tie into
I
the
don't get it.
Yeah,
Rat-
Daniel Negreanu.
yeah,
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Remember he used to be bald? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So they get the doubleheader. It is the Friday, Sunday, bang, bang. Good luck, fellas. Top of the West.
Don't be pulling no OKC and giving up.
Yeah, they actually did pull the Pacers.
I
They
know
were
they
down
did.
15 the other day. and
Be the
came back.
Pacers.
Took my kids home early. They're happy to see me go.
Who's your
Start
boy that
pouring
plays there?
points.
Rugsy?
Ruggsy's been good.
Rugsy
Ah, 0-0.
beast.
Miller Moore, Rugsy. Good luck, fellas, this weekend.
What a great Calgary sporting weekend it
It
be.
is.
Dude.
And it's nice out and there's no construction,
Dude.
so getting around is easy.
And congrats to the Calgary Wild. The ladies squad, 3-2 winners last
Do
night.
you have any highlights?
I don't.
Let's go to the highlights. Let's go to the tape.
Jack, back to you.
Jack, can you find
Ryan, back to you.
Yeah, he was busy just foaming over Aaron Rodgers, thinking about him when he wasn't
was
for him.
Aaron Rodgering
Yeah.
and
Inappropriate memeing.
Now, here's the thing Jack doesn't know. He's not married. He doesn't have the life experience. And he's got 3 guys in the same room every day that he shares a workplace with. He could really be learning a lot.
Mhm.
So Jack might
Inspiring
see
him.
the next clip and he might not know what's happening. But because of our vast life experience, we know what's happening here. Let's look. That's more than leaving the seat up thing.
What do you think it is?
What is it? Red.
how do you find this garbage?
This is like first row seats.
Like in
Look at
what
this.
world
Pause.
do you frickin'
Pause.
live in?
Look at
that
this.
is on your phone and that
No, look at this. She is locked in.
so what? Beat it. They're brothers and sister.
I don't know.
My sister don't look at me like that.
You were making out on the kiss cam.
No,
at
we're the kiss
Flames
cam.
game.
I didn't make out. There's video evidence of that. But people were definitely wanting us to because they didn't know
Well,
we were
exactly. It was a misconception.
This is not the kiss cam, Rhett. What's happening here?
Misconception.
You said you were getting mom flowers for Mother's Day. I don't know. That
Is that a Canisius?
Here's the thing. This was supposed to be the
I've
greatest
heard
day of their
about that
lives.
place.
They finally spended for those first row behind.
Spended.
Did some spended.
They ponied
It's
up
not
for the
our
good
fault you
seats.
stayed out till 5 a.m.
They're
and
right
acted
behind
like
home
an ass.
plate.
You get to live with the
They're
consequences.
behind home
Get
plate.
this off the screen.
It's supposed to be the best
What a
day of our
waste time.
lives.
We apologize. You don't get that 30 seconds back in your life, folks.
Jack, we need you to go to Vina Nova if you are going to do it. But again, you don't
Do it
have
right.
to. You don't have
Do
to.
it right, Jack. Don't F it up like that.
Like I did not
That's
do
a
it right.
joke.
Dean's going to like this. That was the dog house.
I don't know that that's true.
This is a dog.
Feels
So-
like there's a very small percentage chance of that.
Oh,
actually.
please.
You're on a roll.
We know what you like. Now, is this a good boy or is this a good boy?
You're right.
Like, are you kidding me? Hey, Dad, can we just go to the hockey game and watch puck? Yeah, we can. Good boy.
Got his earmuffs on.
Yeah, it's loud in there. You got real good ears, those
Now, would your
canines.
dog get annoyed? Like, I think if my dog that lives at your house and you tried to put earmuffs on that thing.
He doesn't like. You can't touch his paws. He doesn't like that. It's the no, don't touch. But he does like a good ear rub. So it's hard to say. That's the type of dog you need.
This dog?
Yes.
Why?
A golden retriever. They are
Best friends.
They're smart. They're easy to train.
They
Have
love-
heart attacks left and right.
Don't have heart attacks left and right. I'm saying for you as you needed a dog that's.
What was wrong with the dog I gave you? That dog doesn't do nothing.
Yeah,
This-
what was wrong with it when you dropped it
Well-
off on his front step? You can tell us.
Yeah, he was 9 days old when you had him. He was still a puppy.
Yeah, what's wrong with him? Well, yeah, right. What was wrong with him? You gave him away.
Dean stole.
Broke your kids' hearts.
Yeah, but they're an easy dog to manage. That's the type of dog you need.
I don't need a dog.
Hmm.
I got 3 IADH.
Yeah, you told us what that was. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been doing your rounds, making your rounds?
Always.
They've been traveling or mostly phone calls? Because I saw this and I was like, is this
What?
Rhett? Southwest passenger strips naked, defecates in chair.
Oh, you know,
because the first part
What's wrong with that? I've done
world
that.
famous. It does to anything about a wrestling
One
mask.
of my best stories.
But I do wonder, have you been having some issues with? Is the plumbing okay?
I think it's important too. Whose chair? Because if you did it in your own chair,
That's
I mean, that's
Can you read the first paragraph, please?
mid-air disruptions have become more common in recent years, but few incidents have matched the sheer confusion and discomfort of what unfolded aboard Southwest Airlines Flight 418 on April 25th, 2025.
Now, wasn't it a couple of years ago some guy
Well, there's been a few stories where
soiled himself
Yeah,
the
we
whole
played
way
that clip.
up?
yeah, just shit. I thought it was a
Yes.
chick.
Well, I don't know. What doesn't
Wasn't it a
matter.
chick that had like explosive diarrhea all the way down
all the way down the aisle.
the aisle? They had to land the plane. They had to put the plane on the ground because she couldn't stop shitting.
Now this isn't funny because I think the Vancouver soccer team went to Mexico and this happened to them.
The Whitecaps.
Yes, they got
They
it
got the runs.
big time. Yes.
Montezuma's revenge.
I had a lot of diarrhea.
So this wasn't you. We're okay.
No, I've been no airplane.
Because I get like, some
I
of
only
us
fly
are.
BJ's anyway.
You're a nudist, right?
Listen,
like
you
you're
know
happy
what?
being
We're
naked.
having a lot of laughs. This person took their clothes off. You're in distress. Maybe somebody was playing a prank, wouldn't let them into the bathroom.
Or you're
I need to go.
whacked out on something. Those
They're probably the victim, Dean. You're right, because everyone gets naked once in a while on a plane.
Or if you need to get your point across, if you don't let me in, I'm going to take.
where's your seat? Banging on
Cockpit.
What seat are you in? There's only one empty seat, so you can figure it out.
I'm gonna put you in the shoes of the CEO for Southwest. Lifetime ban or no?
Because you know what? Here's the thing, and I think we've probably all done it on a long flight. It's like, I can't believe I'm going to have to go on a plane. I went before takeoff. But I'm not going to make it. That's it. When you do it in the bathroom, you feel like there's enough shame. How about gearing right down and then shitting in your own seat. That's hard to get over. You know what? People are going to make fun of you for the rest of your life. Your friends are not going to let you get over that. Hey, do you want to go to Nash? Not with you.
Imagine if you were like
boys trip. Nope.
37F and it was 37E that did this. And you're like, how I am trapped between this and I this is the worst place on earth.
Yeah. I'm in a middle seat and naked boy just shit himself.
Nosedive this thing. I'm ready.
Not good.
We should see if we can get that person on. See
let's get a hold of Jesse Stone and see who
that's your Pinder Report for Friday. Yeah,
there you go.
Back to you, Dean.
Village Honda, new in-stock inventory on the ground. We will be at Village in about a week and a half.
That's right.
Unveiling a new, it's not a new model, but there's been some
upgrade
changes, some big upgrades.
Like that.
Looking forward to that. Village Honda, Northwest Auto Mall, villagehonda.com. And still looking to buy your pre-owned vehicle. If it's one of those things, maybe it makes sense. It does no harm. Appraisals are complimentary. There's no obligation. You can start the process online at villagehonda.com. Maybe you get that deal done, cash in 24 hours. They'd love it if you bought from them, but there's no obligation to do so.
Maybe just catch a quick flight somewhere.
Yeah.
The money
or just take the cash, slide on over to Bonton, grab a nice big prime rib roast.
It's your money.
Delicious. It is your money. You can do whatever you want. Do whatever you'd like with it. A message from the Alberta Teachers Association. Alberta school boards have the least to spend per student on public education in Canada. This chronic underfunding has left schools in crisis. Classrooms overcrowded, student needs unmet, and supports an all-time low. Record numbers of teachers are leaving due to worsening conditions. As proud Albertans, we can't stand by while government policies continue to neglect education. Our schools urgently need your help. We must demand increased funding and resources to support students and educators. Want to make a difference for Albertans everywhere? Demand answers from your MLA. Our kids deserve better. It's time to stop the excuses. For more information, visit stoptheexcuses.ca. I was thinking about this. Bo Levi's really going to want to stick it to the Stamps because we know how it ended here. And it's big. Hey, look who's back. Doug Flutie, Marcus Crandall, all these guys. That whole thing.
Yeah.
We know Bo pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to want to upset the apple cart.
I think you're right.
He's going to want to come in here and say, hey, I'm going to spoil your party. I'm not like stripping down on a plane or anything.
No, not like that. No.
Classily.
I am, very
classily.
Very much within the framework of the game. I would like to ruin your party.
I'm going to metaphorically remove my clothes and take a dump on this
metaphorically,
chair.
that would be the end result. Meanwhile, Vernon Adams Jr. in his first game is like, hey,
big play VA. They're going to need a big play.
Get a load of me.
Let's see what the line is.
Get a load of me.
It's moving.
Credit to Bo. There will be part of him that'll be feeling, right? Because they moved on from him, went to Jake Mayer. Jake Mayer didn't really work out. They then had to get a replacement for him.
Oh, that was the guy you picked over me?
And Bo Bo has been good since he left.
Hamilton -2 is the line.
Really? Early season though, right?
Oh, dude. And I'm sorry, how does the Stampeders team look? They might have a new player at every single defensive position tomorrow. I don't know what that looks like. Dave doesn't.
Ask Dave.
Bookies don't.
So who are your starters? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll play guys and see
He's playing coy. He knows damn well. Dave knows everything.
Yeah, he does.
He's like watermelon though, so can we trust him?
Did we know about the watermelon?
No,
thing?
that's a new twist. The burgers we knew about. And he has mentioned the chicken burger. He does like a good chicken burger.
The hell's a chicken burger?
More like a hot chicken sando.
Is it the breaded fried thing or is it
I don't know. There's a Nashville hot chicken. There's other hot chickens.
Yeah, maybe it's a grilled chicken
breast.
Probably.
Yeah.
Athlete.
I'm an athlete. I wouldn't need.
It's true.
You're built different, Rhett. It was good to catch up with him. It's been a while.
It was. Didn't ask about you though.
It's because we talk.
Is it?
Yeah, he's making his rounds.
Yeah. Bet365. Want to get into the action?
Hope you had the Pacers
for the Stanley Cup playoffs at Bet365. They've got you game props, player props, money line, totals. Series winners, Stanley Cup champs, much more. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get in the game, official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. You must be 19 or older.
Got a little baseball. Got a big hockey. Couple parlays today.
Oh, Bichette, haven't seen his name.
I had a triple yesterday. It's very good. It's a nice little heater here. Free agent this winter as well. A hit, and the Blue Jays to win by 2 or more. Nice little run. They're in Minnesota. Lots of Canadians are making the trek from Winnipeg down to Minnie. It's the closest they get to Manitoba. Should be fun at Target Field. See if they can keep this heater going. Meanwhile, Kachuk and McDavid just set up some guys and look at the number plus 425. Are you kidding me? Yeah, okay, I'm in. That's a big number. Those are crazy things to happen. McDavid has 2 assists all the time.
Yeah. Staying away from a result, though.
Yeah, I don't want to try to we can't.
He's impartial.
What is that line? Do we know? Did you look?
I think it was minus 115 for Edmonton, minus 105 Florida. But that was earlier today.
Yeah.
We'll check. Stanley Cup final game tonight, minus 105, minus 15. So the same. Over under 6.5.
Feels like a Florida win to me tonight.
Oh, that'd be great for this series.
It
And
feels
the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, you get launch us in style. Let's
What
go.
a way to start the weekend.
If you ask players they're expecting a long series, no one thought this was going to be a sweep. You hear that all the time. Well, in
Right.
order for that to happen,
Got to do some business.
both
down there.
teams have to do some winning.
Yeah.
This feels like a Florida statement game tonight.
Well, I hope so. I think you're an idiot, but I hope so.
You think I'm an idiot because of that, or just
Well, in general, but that
Oh.
more clarification.
We don't need to get all jinxie pants on this thing. Let's have a good series.
Yeah.
I'm not even. That's with any colored goggles off at this point.
I think we've
Florida's a
done
good team.
Yeah.
They're going to get a win. May as well be tonight.
Jack
Well, on
runs
the
a lot
other
of our
side-
socials.
On the other side, everyone's been, it's like they've won.
Oh yeah, one game. I mean, geez.
The way people are talking is say, hey,
we started on the white mud, and we're gonna go left here.
it's time. It's time. This is what this horrible wrong is about to be righted.
Yeah.
Here you go. Well, you won an overtime. You were good, but
One bounce.
idiot.
Second.
Put your money where your mouth is, big boy.
Put a big unit on it.
Mhm.
Not sure I can afford $5.
Oh, are you
By
going to
u-
get in on the 50-50?
My unit play.
That's one thing.
Jack, you 50-50 purchaser? You feel like a 50-50
I've
guy.
done it once.
What?
Did you win?
No.
Oh,
Let's go back.
bad luck.
Bad luck.
Because most people do
That
go
guy,
100% on their.
that guy in Lethbridge, he
Yeah.
Call him. See what
That
it's
guy's got a trick for sure.
Dumplings, Dean. I'm going for dumplings.
Are ya?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. What are you doing, Jack? What's up this weekend?
Friday, which is today.
That's correct.
I'm
T-shirt day.
birthday party. We're watching the Oilers game.
Your kid?
Did you just
No,
say
buddy.
birthday party?
Birthday party.
Are you 9?
Is this an
What's,
actual thing? Like, when's the last time you were involved in a birthday party that didn't involve a child?
Well, unless it was like
grandma's turning
somebody's
70.
having 50,
Yeah.
50 or 75.
Okay,
What do you
and-
call
yeah.
it then?
No, I'm just, but like, you're having a birthday party for a friend. And
Did you
you're
wrap a gift?
No.
Balloons?
We're just having drinks and going to the bar.
Do you have a pinata?
Pin the tail on the
Nope.
gonna hear
donkey.
those dogs bark and see they're pain in the ass dog.
Yeah, that's the fluorescent construction jackets. Dog says.
So what are you gonna do? You going drinking?
Drinking. Tomorrow I'm drinking with Ryan, Stamps game. And then not Sunday, but Monday, I signed myself up to go to Creed when I was at Greta. Really?
Pardon me?
I'm going to Creed.
You signed yourself up. What do you
Yeah, I
mean?
guess like tickets were purchased and I sent money, so I'm going.
I guess tickets
I
were
have no
purchased.
idea until yesterday.
It's not U Sports men's hockey on
Yeah.
Kijiji scalping, so you got to get ahead of it if you're going to pay the high prices. Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Monday is kind of like a concert on a Monday.
It'd be a tough week.
It's all about, my buddy Beef would tell you, it's about how things routing. Where
Ah,
they're
that's right. I
going.
gotta pass through the Western Canada.
Yeah, that's, they're going to be at the Big Valley Jamboree, so they can do a Wednesday at Houston's. Where are they performing?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Hopefully
Jack,
the Dome.
God.
That's so
Dome? Are they that big?
Is
still?
Creed going to sell at the Dome? Where are they at right now?
I guess I could look.
Can you
Could you
take me
take a
higher?
look? Well, you know what? There's a bit of a resurgence because they got big, and then everyone's like, "You guys are losers."
They got the Nickelback treatment a bit, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Yep.
Yeah.
And now I think
Now they're getting their.
it's like, it's kind of like everyone's in on the joke. You know what?
They sing.
You
I'm
can
entertained.
take
fun.
me higher. You hear it at a party. You're like, hey, it's a good song.
Creed
Yes,
Bomb,
yeah, all right,
yeah.
with arms wide open. Yeah.
I
Like, I don't know what else they're doing. Are they playing those two songs on a loop?
wonder if they're going to play LeBron was wide open. That was a banger for a while.
that's a banger.
JK, it's not Creed. It's 3 Days Grace.
Oh, God, Jack.
You are
See ya, buddy.
amazing. You're amazing. You bought tickets.
Yes, I bought a singular ticket.
Like, and do you get on a bus? Are they bus?
I have no idea. I just
So I have a question. Have you ever gone to a concert that you didn't know what the concert was before
No,
you got there?
not yet.
You bought
Nope.
tickets to a concert.
But I didn't know who was
one
playing.
ticket, and you don't know who.
Is it one?
yeah, like the group
Oh.
bought tickets at Greta, and I said I'd go. Apparently, so
Get some details
Yeah.
on this before, because you didn't know what band you were seeing or where it was.
Yeah, venue and band are a really big piece of
Do some
going to a
homework,
live music
please.
show. Yeah.
See, this feels like a parenting failure on our part.
Yeah.
When I hear this, it's like I feel like Jack's headed in the right direction. We're doing well with Jack, and then you hear this, like, oh my god,
You're like, he's doing what with his boogers? He's
They're
putting them on the
idiots.
wall in his room? Jack, we talked about
I
the
said
boogers.
before the show. Kids are idiots.
it's at the Dome.
Really?
Who else is with them? Because it can't be.
it cannot be a what?
Yeah, there's got to be a few there.
I don't know.
Maybe
Right,
Creed.
we've established.
Yeah, what?
Maybe
what are
Creed's
they
with
asking you for?
Have a weekend, everyone.
No super chat.
No.
No, not today.
Horns?
Come on, people.
Not today.
Jeez.
No well wishes
guys.
for the.
Guess we didn't do a
folks
good enough
up
job
north.
to help the kids.
Yeah, no well wishes to us.
No.
No hopes of us having a fine weekend. Or
Nope. Nothing. No
just
wishes.
life in general.
Yeah. No one wishing
Well,
Jack a
push the
happy
button then,
birthday.
let's go.
No.
No one offered to do any gift wrapping for blow up balloons.
Yeah.
Some of those helium ones.
Going to a birthday party and then a concert. I don't know where, when, or what.
Yeah, I don't know who's playing. Where is it? Yeah, I don't know that either.
Oh.
Are
Did
you sure
poop-
you're going?
Did you poop on a plane recently, Jack?
Oh, I hate airplanes.
See you, buddies.